morning and welcome back to Global Entertainment News TV. I am your host, Bisola. Let's take a look at what is making the headlines this morning in our newspaper review segment. Let's start with the punch. ASU rejects federal government proposal, begins 2-week strike today. ASU rejects federal government proposal, begins 2-week strike today. Moving on to next. Edo recovering, no plans for replacement, says presidency. Edo recovery, no plans for replacement, says presidency. Up to next. Naira hits 10-month high on strong FX inflows. Naira hits 10-month high on strong FX inflows. To the next headline. 2027. No pact with Jonathan, says Obi. 2027. No pact with Jonathan, says Obi. To the next one. Fubara retains 8 commissioners, prepares fresh nominees list. Fubara retains 8 commissioners, prepares fresh nominees list. Moving on to next. Tinubu under fire over presidential pardon for drug offenders. Tinubu under fire over presidential pardon for drug offenders. To the next headline. More Kwara adoptees rescued as military sustains pressure on bandits. More Kwara adoptees rescued as military sustains pressure on bandits. Up to next. Killings. Adeleke denies hiding Amotekun commander blast APC. Killings. Adeleke denies hiding Amotekun commander blast APC. To the next headline. 2 arrested over mourner's death at Osun funerary party. 2 arrested over mourner's death at Osun funerary party. To the next headline. Polaris Bank shines at 2025 BAFI Awards. Polaris Bank shines at 2025 BAFI Awards. That's it for the punch. Move to the Vanguard. Non-oil exports. Local investors lose out of 4.8 trillion naira boom. Non-oil exports. Local investors lose out of 4.8 trillion naira boom. Up to next. 100 million naira loan spark war of words between Alia Autumn in Benue. 100 million naira loan spark war of words between Alia Autumn in Benue. To the next headline. Zenith Bank declared 51.3 billion naira interim dividend payout. Zenith Bank declares 51.3 billion naira interim dividend payout. Up to next. You can't fight drug by freeing traffickers. ADC slams Tinubu. You can't fight drugs by freeing traffickers. ADC slams Tinubu. To the next headline. Renowned activist Abiodun Aremu killed by hit-and-run driver. Renowned activist Abiodun Aremu killed by hit-and-run driver. Moving on to the next. State regulators ask NAS to halt central gaming bill. State regulators ask NAS to halt central gaming bills. To the next headline. ASU shuns federal government, insists on strike over unresolved demand. ASU shuns federal government, insists on strike over unresolved demand. Moving on to next. US genocide debate sparked by federal government failures, says Olawepo Ashem. US genocide debate sparked by federal government failures, says Olawepo Ashem. To the next one. Prostate. Lagos hospital performs first Eurolift surgery in Nigeria. Prostate. Lagos hospital performs first Eurolift surgery in Nigeria. That's it for the Vanguard. We move to the Nation. Federal government to ASU. Strike may triggers no work, no pay rules. Federal government in ASU. Strike may trigger no work, no pay rule. Moving on to next. Finance Minister Edun didn't suffer a stroke, says presidency. Finance Minister Edun didn't suffer a stroke, says presidency. To the next headline. Why Tinubu should be in office till 2031, says Umachi. Why Tinubu should be in office till 2031, says Umachi. Up to next. Zenith Bank pay 51.3 billion naira interim dividend. Zenith Bank pays 51.3 billion naira interim dividend. Up to next. Businessman excretes 127 cocaine wraps. Businessman excretes 127 cocaine wraps. Moving on to next. Dangote Cement begins operation at Côte d'Ivoire with 3.0 MMT. Dangote Cement begins operations at Côte d'Ivoire with 3.0 MMT. To the next headline. Stock market return hits 27 trillion naira on any expectation. Stock market return hits 27 trillion naira on any expectation. To the next one. Rumpus over introductions of lottery bill in House of Rep after Supreme Court judgment. Rumpus over introductions of lottery bill in House of Reps after Supreme Court judgment. Moving on to the next. And that's it for the nation. Move on to the Guardian. Prerogative of mercy, criticism, outrage, suspicion, trade presidential pardon of 175. Prerogative of mercy, criticisms, outrage, suspicion, trade presidential pardon of 175. To the next headline. Prioritize ending impunity for electoral offences, Sarah tells new INEC chair. Prioritize ending impunity for electoral offences, Sarah tells new INEC chair. To the next headline. IMF World Bank meeting. Cardoso leads team as federal government confirms Edo indisposed. IMF World Bank meeting. Cardoso leads team as federal government confirms Edo indisposed. To the next one. ASU federal government talk end in state mails as CONUA break ranks. ASU federal government talks end in stalemates as CONUA breaks rank. To the next one. Security concerns. Tinubu, NSA, NIA boss join meeting in Rome. Security concerns. Tinubu, NSA, NIA boss join meeting in Rome. Up to next. Federal government revoke Mararaba Kefi Road contract over negligence, faulty design. Federal government revoke Mararaba Kefi Road contract over negligence, faulty design. To the next one. Psychologists blame lifestyles, others for emotional instability among youth. Psychologists blame lifestyle, others for emotional instability among youth. To the next one. Presidency, Sultan, others commit to friendly girl-child policies. Presidency, Sultan, others commit to friendly girl-child policy. Moving on to next. Mba exit end PDP stake, dominance in Southeast. Mba exit end PDP stake, dominance in Southeast. To the next one. Zenith Bank hopeful of full-year performance pays 51.3 billion naira dividends. Zenith Bank hopeful of full-year's performance pays 51.3 billion naira dividends. And that's it for our newspaper review segment. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to join us again next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more news and updates on Global Entertainment News TV, once again, I've been your host, Busola, and have a wonderful day. Bye.